Alright family, so welcome back to DOREEN'S African Experiences. Every year I get a day, a couple days, different months, right? And I make a few points. The points don't have to be anything about the channel, but this is basically about how can you survive the construction world. There are many ways to survive the construction world, but there are so many new things that are happening, and there are few solutions to these problems. So here are the solutions. What I mean by this is, how can you survive, build your house without being over-robbed? Because let me be honest with you, every single person that is handling your construction is going to scam you, a percentage of scamming you. But there is a percentage of scamming you that is bearable. Then there is a percentage of scamming you that is unbearable, that will leave you devastated. Okay? Number one, always consult before you start construction. This is why I always offer you consultation services here. I tell you, pay 100,000 shillings, a one-time fee. You pay it once as long as we are both alive, and you can ask any construction question. But you never want to pay. Some of you think the 100,000 Ugandan shillings, equivalent to $33 or 34, is too much. Yet the project you're embarking on is a multi-million project. But you will not consult with me on certain things that you don't understand. You would rather put your entire fate in that engineer's hands just because they've established and got your trust. Anyway, you don't have to consult with me, but find anyone who does consultation in construction and consult with them before you even start. Okay? Number one, consult. Number two, research. So part of someone who is you're consulting, they do research for you. That's part of their work. They're supposed to do a bit of research for you. So they're supposed to provide you with information by you asking questions. Those questions: how much is cement? Are you sure this is how much this costs? Oh my goodness, what is the ratio of construction? All these things are part, you're researching. When you're asking these questions, you are researching. Okay? Number three, if you cannot be on ground to do construction for yourself, I beg you, don't trust anyone. The point here is trust nobody. Any single person that has access to your money on site, don't trust them. I'm serious. Trust no one. Construction is one of the hardest enterprises in Africa. It's one of the hardest. Let me tell you why. There are two options you can do. You can get a relative to trust on ground to actually help you with your construction. But we've had so many stories of that go wrong, right? Secondly, you can trust a friend, but even that can go wrong. You can trust a spouse. Anything can go wrong. So try to look for people who are professional, whose jobs is to project manage. This project manager, the person managing your project, is supposed to avail you with receipts. Number one, this person is supposed to give you every single information that goes on in the process of construction. That's what a project manager does. Manages the project and also manages the expenses and well-being of the people on site. So if you have a project manager, if you don't have a project manager and you've decided, I can't afford a project manager, let me use one of my relatives. There are two types of relatives you should not trust. The first one, I know some of you think just because someone is soft, you know, they're doing whatever you tell them to do, you can boss them around, you feel like they respect you, or you have more money than them. No way. Don't trust someone who is doing very poorly to manage for your project. What do I mean by very poorly? You are picking your relatives who are suffering. You know someone is suffering, someone is struggling. You've picked them to come because, well, once upon a time you thought they were trustworthy. and you want them to manage your project for you. Do you know how many things can go wrong when you give this person your project? The following things can go wrong. Number one, this person has a wife or a husband, right? You think this person is going to starve at home when this person is holding your money? Hell no. The person is going to take care of themselves at home first and come and do your thing. You think this person's kids are going to be at home and they're not going to go to school because they are here on your project being so good to you? Sometimes we have to think like real people. Stop thinking that people are thinking the way you're thinking. What? You know? Stop using people who are doing very poorly in life to help you with your projects. Just because you feel like these people can be controlled, let me tell you, you think they can be controlled. That's what they want you to think. You know, the person you're using doesn't have to be rich, but the person has to have something good going on for them. You know, maybe they have a business, they're getting some kind of income, they have a bit of peace of mind. But you've picked someone who is so poor, they are begging. Because this is the person who has time, this is the person who is available. And you think this person is going to do everything the way it's supposed to be done. Delulu. Yeah? Number 3, material is being stolen. Make sure those quotations that are given to you before you start construction, you get them evaluated. Evaluate your quotations. Give them to an analyst or a project manager or a quantifier or a quantity surveyor to actually assess them, to tell you that according to the house plan you've provided, the calculations you have, the number of steel bars they are asking for are too many. You know, the amount of cement being asked of you is too much. Yeah? Some of you, just because they show you a receipt of what you paid, you think you've passed. Hell no. People are making deals with hardware people, like serious deals. Someone tells you, you know what, we need 50 bags, when in truth they just need 30 bags or 40 bags. They'll give you a receipt saying 50 bags. You will pay. You will pay. Secondly, avoid buying material in bulk. Avoid. When someone tells you they want 100 bags, understand that you're going to incur certain transportation costs. Prepare money for the 100 bags. Bring 10. Ask them how many bags are you going to use per day. And if they say a day we can build 10 bags, bring those per day. One of the ways they are tricking and robbing you is these things of you who are building storage on site. Storage on site should be for tools and equipment, not for construction material, not for cement. If someone sends a truck and they're saying they're bringing you 100 bags, you're going to, even the person who is counting, they are conniving with these people you're putting on site to manage for you. These people are working hand in hand with the engineer who is robbing you. They are working hand in hand. That is why, be careful. When you realize that you've raised your house to beam level and you want to change people who are working there, and you try talking to the person who is managing for you, your site, and they are so adamant, they're like, no, this person is the best. You know something is off. Something is off. Because me, I always advise, use a different team to build different stages of your house. You can get a team, because we have so many people who are working in this country. It's not one person doing the entire project. It's dangerous. That's the most dangerous thing, to have one team do everything for you. It's the most dangerous thing. I know some of you, you're scared, you're worried, where am I going to find some people, good people to work with? The people are there. And there are many. There are many. I know many people who have used the same engineer from beginning to finish, but the problems they've had, they can't even begin to tell you. Okay? There are so many. So avoid using the same team to build your house from beginning to finish. You can use the team to build your house to beam level. You get another team, a complete, don't even ask for them to recommend. Go out there, look for people of your own. People are many. Get new people, and don't forget, when it comes to roofing, you take your plan to any roofing agent or Uganda Bat agent, showrooms. They'll do for you calculations for free. For free, and then they'll give you a quotation. And you pay to them directly. Actually, you pay to the bank. You know, and then you simply bring your stuff. You already know how many 4x2s you need. A proper plan is actually supposed to give you these things, or the plan, they are there, but some of you don't know how to read these plans. Your plan is supposed to indicate for you how many steel bars you need to build that house, how much timber you need. On the roof plan, they will put for you how much timber you need to roof, how many different types of timber, 4x2s, 3x2s, 6x2s. They will tell you. On the plan, it's supposed to be indicated. When the person drawing for your house plan doesn't give you a quantitative analysis of material, send it back. Tell them you want the quantity included on the plan. It's supposed to be there. Some of you are just paying for things you don't know what you're paying for. You think a house plan is just... Some of you are even being given house plans whereby it's just a floor plan, no roof plan. When it comes to the roof plan, they simply give you, what is that diagram called? The image of the house, the 3D image, and they say, well, that's the roof plan. That's not a roof plan. The roof plan is supposed to have elevations, inclinations, valleys, ridges, calculations. Everything's supposed to be there. But they just put generate for you a 3D image of the house, and you're like, oh my God, this is how my house will look. I want it. Number 4, I don't know how many points I've made at this point. I'm just mumbling on, but I enjoy talking this stuff because I know you need this information. You know, these are tricks on how to survive being robbed. Yeah. The robbing you material starts from you trying to buy material in bulk. You want to buy all the material at once. Collect the money, save the money, tola pompola, you know. Get money in bits, buy in bits. When the money is already there, save and have it. Okay? Especially if you're on ground, right? Simply go, remove the money. They said, today how much sand are you? And when you're buying material, buy material for tomorrow, buy it today. To avoid those things, we are starting work late. They slow you down and they delay your entire project. They delay it, you know. Number 4, try to avoid contracting people to build things. There are things that they are not necessarily contracted on the house. You can contract. Well, for roofing, you have to contract. There is no way around it, right? You have to contract for roofing, you have to contract for tiling, but also there is a way we measure tiling per square meter tiled. You have to contract for plastering, but there are ways to actually not contract for plastering. You can break the job down, room per room, and you say, this room here is this size. How many bags of cement does it require? 2 bags of cement. You know 2 bags of cement, how long should someone take to work on 2 bags of cement? Yeah? These calculations, we do them for people. So you know 2 bags of cement in a room, or to use 2 bags of cement to plaster 2 people, because there is a builder and a helper. It is going to take them quarter of a day, right? If they're serious. So you proceed like that. You can also break down plastering, but if your building is big, contract. Because when you break it down, you will lose your mind. Okay? But for building, stop contracting people to build for you. You get people who are being paid per day. Yeah, per day. You will save so much money. You save so much money, and stop employing few people. If you know the building is maybe 23 meters, yeah, it's big. Get for every corner of the house, get a builder. One builder is coming from that side, coming this way. another builder is coming from that side coming this way, another one from here going that way, another one, and they meet in the middle. You can even get 6. But a house that is 3 bedrooms plus, you should not be getting less than 4 builders on it. For you, you think you're saving. You are wasteful. You're wasting money. These 3 builders, or these 2 builders you have building a 3-bedroom house, they're going to be on that house. They're going to be on that house for a good 1 month or 3 weeks. When people are telling you about contracting them to build, do you know what they say? They break the house down. The first step, foundation. It will cost you this. They mention many things. And because you don't speak the construction language, you are confused, you are perplexed, you're like, what am I looking at? What am I? You don't know these things. This is where the person who you paid consultation fee comes in. Then you ask this person, they told me construction for foundation, this is going to happen. What can I do? And the person gives you proper answers. And then from the foundation, they'll break and say, raising the walls. And some of them are even thieves. They'll say, the beam leveling, even too more. Some even break it down, up to window sill level. Then after that, they charge a different amount to raise from the window sill to beam. And then to reach the beam, and then to power the beam, that thing that surrounds the house where you roof on. They charge a different amount. Don't never assume you know. Never trust anyone. In the world of construction, everyone is very smart. Even me here, I'm very smart. I just don't want to use my brain. Someone will send you for steel bars saying we want 60 pieces. We'll buy 30 pieces. They'll bring them on site. They have grinders. Cut them quickly. They slice them up. You can't even count. They count them for you in the hardware when they're still there before they even buy. Some are using their own transporters. They buy a right amount from the hardware, and on site a different amount reaches. This is very common with sand. You buy a sino truck of sand, before it arrives on your site, they've already taken off a forward on top. Never allow anyone to pour material for you down before you assess it. Don't allow. If you find the material has been poured without you, refuse it. Make sure when they are giving you those trucks, this is not common with sino trucks, it's common with forwards and a few else. We have what they call a flat forward. Some people have built their forwards and they've raised the bed. It's higher than it should. There is space below, a certain amount of space to probably fill half an elf here. So for you, when you look at it, you look like it's full, but it's small. The bed is small. But do you know those things? There are many ways you're being taken advantage of in the world of construction, but we can't finish. There are so many ways. When it comes to paint, now some of you are crying seriously. Someone asks you for 4 buckets of paint, buys 2 because you think you trust them, you're not on site to count and see and monitor. They pour a lot of water in the paint. And then they paint 2 buckets instead of 4. And it looks nice. But after a couple months, you're going to see, it starts peeling slowly, problems, many problems. Some of you are paying for things. For example, you're paying for waterproof during the process of plastering. The waterproof is not being used. Someone eats that man of waterproof, buys maybe for 1 bag of cement, mixes, for the rest he uses that same cabal to say, we've bought another. So, understand that construction is best when you're on ground. And if you're not on ground, Get someone who is completely professional to manage for you. Stop these things of trusting your relatives. Banage, we are suffering in Africa. We are suffering. People are going to double cross you, especially if they are your relatives. If you're related to them, if they think you're friends, they will double cross you. You know why they'll double cross you? Because they're like, this one is my friend. People have this mannerism of thinking they know someone too well, too much, familiarity. And familiarity breeds contempt. So what happens is people find it easier to take advantage of you when they have no contract with you. When they feel like this, they know you. And there is a way the people we live home here have influence on the relatives home. There is a way your entire clan might hate you because someone robbed you and you told them, or you arrested them, or you fought. They're like, they're rich, look at them. He arrested our poor brother, our poor sister, because he doesn't have as much money as them. See, there is that behavior in Africa whereby people don't allocate blame to the right person. People here will judge you based on different things. They will not judge you honestly and genuinely. So be careful. Understand that you can easily just fall out, with your own family because of some small things. Yeah? And to them, they are small. For them, they don't know how hard you are working for that money. They don't know the sacrifices you're making, and they don't care. They don't care. Learn to grow your power of discernment. When you have a bad feeling about someone, listen. Stop forcing life. Yeah? You experience, you've had problems with the same person over and over again. Yeah? Every time you give this person something to manage, they fuck up, but you still feel the need to continue giving them work. Just because you feel like you owe them something or you're trying to be loyal to them. Who is suffering? You. At the end of the day, who are you going to blame? Yourself. What can we do for you? Nothing. We're also human like you. Let me stop. It was nice talking to you. If you have any questions, consult with me. I also have, that's one of my jobs. Consultation, project management, among other things, And always, if you employ someone to manage your project, make sure you have a legally binding contract with this person. Yes, don't just use word of mouth for someone to come all the way to manage your project because you spoke to them. Some people have nothing to lose. Avoid people who have nothing to lose. They are dangerous. See you.